people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
welcome to yet another exciting edition of Sports Extraordinary here, weekend edition on that. Some of them recover, some don't. And so our focus this weekend will be on cardiac arrest and footballers. Beyond that, the World Cup qualifiers for 2026 is hot. They expected that in 47 months, 10 countries will emerge from Africa, and it is getting really tough. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have had to drop 2 points in their very first game. South Africa has gotten their maximum point. We are in the same group, 6 teams in the same group. The first team will qualify for the World Cup. Do we have a disadvantage now? Well, we'll let you know on the program. When we return from the break, we'll feature one of our very respectable sports physician here in south of Nigeria. He'll be telling us about cardiac arrest and how it affects footballers. When we return from a break, stay with us. Welcome back. It's Sports Extraordinary Weekend Edition here on Atlantic Television Network. And like I mentioned earlier, our focus this weekend will be on cardiac arrest and how it affects footballers. In the last few days, we've had at least 2 footballers, pass out because of cardiac arrest. We know of the Albanian player who plays in the Albanian League in July is actually passed on now because aftermath of complications from the cardiac arrest he had in July this year. And this is making in multiple numbers of players who die of cardiac arrest. Yes, we know there are some who recover from the cardiac arrest, but we'll take a specific look at what could be responsible for incessant case of heart attack to footballers of recent. And with me to look at this very crucial issue is Dr. Chuks Agi. Dr. Chuks Agi is a consultant radiologist. Dr. Chuks Agi is a man of many parts. I must say he's a consultant sports physician as well, and presently the director of the Sports Institute of the University of Port Harcourt. He's a man with cognitive experience because he was the former team doctor of Rivers United up till about early this year. He had been with Rivers United for over a decade, at least, the much I know of him. So Dr. Agi is one man who has been working with footballers over at least 10 years. So I'd like to say welcome to Dr. Agi to Atlantic Television. Nice to have you, Dr. Agi.
Thank you, Cyril. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, this issue is now becoming one that is becoming of concern to a lot of sports followers, especially football. A couple of days ago, we know of a Ghanaian striker who plays in the Albanian League, Wema, who passed on, and he was already on the pitch, no tackle on his own. He collapsed, and efforts to revive him didn't work out. And 3 days ago as well, we heard of yet another Zimbabwean player, a former national team player of Zimbabwe, who collapsed too and died because of what doctors call complicated heart issues. I would like you to get, I'd like our viewers to get some kind of understanding of exactly what we are talking about here. What is cardiac arrest and how does this affect footballers?
Okay, it's a good thing for us to discuss very topical issue, that of the heart failing, the heart not functioning, the heart arresting. I must say that life starts even when we as medical doctors, when we do our scans or when we look at a woman who supposedly is pregnant. When we see the heart beat, we agree that yes, there is life in this individual, or in this baby, in this fetus, in this embryo. Now, when the heart develops, certain things can happen. One, there might be falls in terms of development, and we refer to those as congenital heart problems. And then there might be a heart that has formed properly, but in the course of growth and involvement in our environment, then certain issues come up. We say those issues. Kanu Nwankwo had a congenital heart problem for which they had to operate, put a different valve, and he is living till today. Some others are acquired, like Mark Vivian Foe, who died, playing in the Confederations Cup.
FIFA Confederations Cup.
Yes,
against Colombia.
France. Yes, yeah. And we see his own. The heart was so massive and so big, a kind of diseased heart, that gave up. So that is an acquired condition. And so there is a subtle difference. For instance, when we talk about heart attack and then cardiac arrest. When we talk about heart attack can actually lead to an arrest. So, but heart attack refers to when, even the heart that beats, that supplies blood to every part of the body, that heart also needs blood. So when any of the vessels that supply the heart gets clogged or blocked, then the heart will malfunction. We'll say there's a heart attack. The individual will have some pain and all that. The person can recover. Doctors can put in things to open the blocked vessel. Bill Clinton had it. And today he is still alive, still living. But when we say cardiac arrest, what we are saying is that the heart stops beating. And when the heart stops beating, it means that oxygen does not go to vital organs like the brain. It doesn't go to the heart. It doesn't go to the kidneys. And so if, the supply is not restored immediately, that individual passes on. Now, when we look at the structure of the heart can be likened to, for instance, a building like the studio we are in. We have the lighting, we have the electrical system, and then we have the bodywork, the brick, and all that. Now, when especially the electrical system is affected so that the heart shuts down, undergoes any of these challenges, the doctors will come on site. They will manually try to push blood through the brain, through the lungs and other areas, or we can use an equipment we refer to as an AED, automated, electrical device to now shock the heart. So we shock the heart to start beating again. We restart, in quote, the electrical system of the heart, so that it actually starts. So these are the things that, can occur. So many things. So if it is not congenital, it is acquired. If it is acquired, what could go wrong? It could be a very large heart, which will, no need to use the medical term for it, but a very large heart. Or it could be, something affecting the electrical wiring of the heart, such that it suddenly shuts down, and then the individual drops.
Well, this is a little bit of medical explanation for heart attack, and of course, cardiac arrest. I'm getting some education here. There's a difference between heart attack and cardiac arrest. It's been explained there of a certain Nasarawa United player that collapsed and passed on after, I think that was in 1989, that World Cup qualifier against Angola, and he collapsed and died at Lagos. And thereafter, we've had several incidents here. First, you've explained to us what it is. What can be done to ameliorate this heart condition, especially for a football player or a sports person who is involved in a lot of physical activity? A lot of people say, okay, well, physical activity. Apart from the fact that it could be acquired, maybe because of sickness and all that, and congenital, like you mentioned, what here could be other factors responsible for this heart attack? And maybe from there we'll look at what can be done to ensuring that these footballers don't take themselves. Because if you look at it, in the case of the Ghanaian player that passed on in the Albanian league just about 1 week ago, he's had a history of heart issues. In the first case, he collapsed. He was attended to. He came back. He had a second instance where he collapsed again, and he was attended to. On his own, he went for medical evaluation, and he had maybe a defibrillator. That's what it's called.
A defibrillator.
Defibrillator. I think I rather use the word pacemaker.
Yeah.
And he was allowed, given all clear signs to play football. He played, and he collapsed again, and before he died in this last instance of collapse. So you mentioned the case of Kanu Wankwo. He had the condition. He went for surgery, given the same pacemaker. He came back to football and he retired. After playing for a couple of years. So what is the difference here, where one person gets treated, given a pacemaker, he plays until he retires, and one gets treated, given a pacemaker, dies in the process of playing? Will you say it's out of carelessness on the part of the player, or is that medically he was not given a proper advice?
Well, what I will say is that people, in the course of playing, you see, you and I are in the studio. We are seated right now. Our hearts are beating. We can't even feel it. You don't even know your heart is beating. But if something happens and we have to run, you immediately feel the pounding of your heart. So our bodies, our physiologic systems are most stressed when we exercise. And so exercise, sports, would make a bad thing worse, like a bad heart. It will make it worse. It will make a good one even better. So somebody has, a heart that, in quote, a good heart. Now, when it is an electrical problem, the doctors would always advise and say, look, put on this. It will help, because it will try to,
restart.
Restart the heart, ensure that the rate is okay. As we speak right now, Christian Eriksen,
yes,
of Manchester United,
yes,
he has a pacemaker
and he's playing.
But you see, we don't know how much stress he can put on the heart, how much strain he can go through. Sometimes things can go wrong. That's the way I'll put it. So, the advice is always, look, the safest thing that anyone can do when you're in that situation is actually to call it quits. Kalilou Fadiga, the famous Senegalese player,
yes,
he called it quits. After playing, he went, the same thing. In Italy, they do so thorough, an investigation and evaluation.
Yeah, recent, the player was, in fact, they don't, if you have to use a pacemaker, then you are not allowed to play.
Yes. They can't take a risk on you, because they will insure you.
In fact, Eriksen had to come back from Italy, back to England to play.
Yes.
Because of, he's not been allowed to play in Italy, but he's allowed in England.
Yes, some people will consider it. So it's, it's a question of different specialists. This one say, no, we can handle it. We can take care of it.